This was just a fire hose of lying, again, from the president. He said again, Democrats won't protect people with pre-existing conditions. That is nonsense. As a voter told him, Democrats created those protections. He insisted he didn't praise China on the virus. He did so repeatedly. We know that. He claimed that nobody knew at the time he was praising China that seniors were especially susceptible to the virus. That was one of the first things we learned out of China and out of Italy and out of the US. He claimed that Biden said in March that the pandemic was, quote, totally over-exaggerated. I can find no evidence that Biden ever said that. He said that Winston Churchill was kind of like him, playing down stuff because he went on rooftops in London during the Nazi bombing and told people everything's going to be good. Churchill did not speak from the rooftops and did not say everything's going to be good. He warned of suffering and danger. Trump said that he fired James Mattis. Mattis resigned. He said that protesters took over 20% of Seattle. It was a 6-block area, nowhere close to 20%. He took credit again for sending in the National Guard in Minneapolis, saying that this happened after a week and a half of violence there. It was not even close to a week and a half. It was days, and the Democratic governor is the one who activated the Guard. He said he essentially repealed Obamacare by getting rid of the individual mandate. Not even close to true. The Medicaid expansion, pre-existing conditions, protections, other stuff remains. He said the cupboards were empty of ventilators. His administration admits he inherited about 16,000 from Obama. He did his usual false boast about so-called bans on travel from China and Europe. They were not complete bans. He said stocks are owned by, quote, everybody. Just about half of Americans own stocks. He repeated his nonsense about testing causing cases. Testing merely reveals and helps fight cases. He said that Biden has agreed to a Bernie Sanders style socialized healthcare. He fought Sanders on that issue. He has very much not agreed to a Sanders style plan.
Let's talk about what he said about crime.
If you're going to stop crime, we have to give the respect back to the police that they deserve. They've done a fantastic job in so many locations, but then bad things happen. Look at New York. New York was a very safe city. Rudy Giuliani did a fantastic job. The city was safe, and then all of a sudden we have a mayor. He starts cutting the police force, and crime is up 100%, 150%. I saw one form of crime up 300%.
What are the facts, Daniel?
So there have been spikes in certain kinds of crime in New York City this year, particularly shootings, where there's been a more than 100% increase, not a 300% increase, but substantial. The thing to remember, though, is that crime has fallen hugely since even Giuliani's final year. So Giuliani presided over a decrease. Then there's been a subsequent big decrease. So last year in 2019, there were fewer than half the murders under Bill de Blasio than there were in the last year of Giuliani. So yes, this year has been an increase, but the city is still way safer than it was in Giuliani's last year in 2001.
Well, there you go. Do you need a drink of water?
Yeah, I think I'm like spitting on my camera here, so I apologize to the viewers.
It was like just what, about an hour and a half town hall, and
yeah, like every line or every other line was just false or misleading. It was crazy.